Hey, what's up, guys? Little man with a big opinion here. In today's prepping video, we're going to discuss addictions and how you handle that in a prepping situation. I'll do soft addictions and hard addictions. And while I'm not a doctor by any means, I've done some research on things like this. Just let me take a sip of my soft addiction. So, as a prepper, why is this an issue? Why is it something that you should think about when you're getting into prepping? Maybe you've already been prepping for a while, and it's just not something that has come up. Maybe you haven't thought about it. Uh, or you are a prepper and you've hit that point where you can start to look out for other people. Like myself, I have uh, the correct terminology these days is handy capable uh, cousin. He's wheelchair bound. If an SHTF situation occurred, um, I am risking my safety to go get that individual because I care about said individual enough. If you're brand new to prepping, then I would keep it within your immediate household and then expand out afterwards. But getting off down a rabbit hole, uh, you could also be starting the process of you're able to take care of other people and maybe they have soft or hard addiction. So it's just something to look out uh, for the hard addiction category. I'd mostly put drugs and alcohol within that category. Um, I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing because technically an addiction is having a pattern. So when I lived in Corpus during college, Tuesday nights was pint night. And we would each spend our, $15, $20 and would get 3 or 4 drinks every Tuesday. Uh, I wouldn't categorize us as, raging alcoholics or drunks or anything like that. It was just a group of friends. We'd go out on Tuesday. It was kind of our guys' night. We arranged our classes where we always had that afternoon off. Um, Technically, based on the definition, we were alcoholics because we had a system. Even if your system is sticking your tongue inside of a shot glass just so you taste the alcohol, you do that every night. Nowhere near enough to get you drunk, you're just tasting something. You're technically an alcoholic. Um, Same thing with drugs. Now, there is a debate on what should be a drug, what shouldn't be a drug. Uh, why is this criminalized at this level? But this is. I'm not here to make that argument. Um, if you're a libertarian minded person, then you say make it all legal and we'll sort out the issues as they come up. Uh, I guess that's a simple way to put it. But if you or someone that you're prepping for has some sort of addiction to these type of things, it's a good thing to have a small supply of whatever it is. And if we got into a situation where the supply could not be um, readily um, attained, restocked, then you've got enough to start weaning someone off said addiction. Um, I vaped forever. I say forever. Started at 18. I thought it was cool. Uh, 2022, one of the old New Year's resolutions is no more nicotine. Uh, I'll occasionally do, cigars and pipes with friends, but that's more of a leisure thing. Uh, I don't know. It's January 6th now, so almost a week. We're going okay. Nicotine rides that fine line between hard and soft. Uh, but it's another one of those things that you need to wean someone off of. And, even in the soft category, I would put coffee and caffeine in that category. If you don't have a ready supply and it's not something that you've been prepping and putting away, uh, then caffeine withdrawals can be as serious as, nicotine withdrawals. Or I don't know, I can't really make the argument for like meth or cocaine. I just know from TV shows and what I've read that the withdrawals from that can be pretty bad. So your heart addictions, liquor, drugs, depending on how you want to categorize each of those things. I didn't make a chart saying this is the worst addiction and this is the not so worst addiction. Something else that I put in the addiction category is prescription medication. Not saying that you're addicted to it like, uh, it's a problem, but when you're prescribed medicine to make your life better or to keep you alive, and it's something you have to take on a daily, weekly, hourly basis, um, then it is something that is required and it's technically an addiction. Um, I take a couple of diabetes medications. One of them's twice a day, one of them's once a day. I've seen what the blood sugar looks like if I do not take the medicine, uh, but I would count myself somewhat lucky in the fact that uh, it is type 2. I've got an amazing doctor, and he's basically said, lose the weight and exercise and eat healthy. And uh, we'll talk about not taking medicine. That's another issue. If you're a prepper and you want to be on that self-reliant category, then um, being on some sort of medication that you either A, cannot reproduce yourself, which for like 99% of them is extremely hard, or there's some way that you can lower the dosage, take less, or maybe even get off said medication. Um, and you're not actively pursuing the route of producing it yourself or getting off of it, so you're not reliant to it, then that is an issue with me. I'm not a life coach, but apparently those people are out there and they can help motivate you. My only motivation is, get off your butt and get to it. And when you see results, that is your reward. They could come um, slow and very far apart. They could come fast and all the time. It just depends on the amount of work you're putting in and how badly you want it. And that goes for most of the, you know, hard and soft addictions. I've put away about 40 pounds maybe 30 pounds. Actually, I really want to weigh it. Um, I've got on hand about 3 years of instant coffee, and I've put away about 50 pounds of sugar. So while putting sugar in the coffee is not my number one purpose for the sugar, it's more for cooking. Um, I think we're covered for a good while on the coffee front. Uh, there's a little jar of it you can get from Dollar Tree, um, for $1, and it's got 28 cups worth of coffee inside this jar. So it is the bottom shelf. It's just like a medium roast coffee, but for $1 you can store a 1 month's supply of it, roughly. Oh, like it's so close to 1 month supply that that's what I counted it for. Uh, I'll put in the link down below. I know in one or two of my 10 items for $1 video I purchased it. Uh, so one of these soft addictions, putting away enough coffee to handle a situation like that, or in the area that I live in, we can sustain coffee trees. It takes 3 to 5 years for them to grow and produce beans, and they produce in 1 year, after they're fully matured, enough coffee beans to make, I think they said 30 to 40 cups of coffee. And these are like micro trees, like they grow up to 5 foot tall. Uh, and that is a tree on our list of trees to plant at my house. Uh, but again, going down a rabbit hole. Uh, Actually, it does kind of pertain to this because, like I said, if you can't actively produce um, your soft or hard addiction, or you can't remedy it in some way, and you're just dealing with it, then I take issue with that. Uh, but if your only addiction out there is caffeine, and you do the research for your area, like I live in North Texas, we have somewhat of a winter, and from the research I did, as long as we plant it after our last freeze, then it should have enough time to grow and take care of itself for its first winter. You might have to wrap it, uh, which we wrapped the lemon and the lime tree. Um, I took the tags off, so I don't remember which one is which, and they both look pretty similar. But I think one of them is not going to make it through our winter. The other one looks pretty okay after wrapping it. Uh, but if you can't produce your addiction, then you need to have the willpower to either stop cold turkey, or you need to have enough of a supply that you can dwindle yourself and wean yourself off of whatever your current addiction is. And with that, it is time to go to work. So, what are your thoughts on this topic? Um, it's just one of those things that I brainstorm 10 or 15 video ideas at a time, and I randomly go down and I check them off. And this is something that, a lot of prepping channels, I watch because I like to see their point of views on topics, and it gives me some ideas of what I should make a video on, because sometimes they talk about something and I look at that and I'm like, I don't think I agree with 90% of what this guy said, or 20% of what this guy said. So I want to release a video along the same lines, and I think most preppers do it. Uh, at least the ones that make YouTube videos. But this is something that in all of my years of watching, the prepping channels with 3 or 4 thousand subscribers and the prepping channels with 500,000 subscribers, have not seen them cover this. So it'd be interesting if I got enough traction on said video that some of the bigger guys were going to talk about this as well. So, like, subscribe, comment, get the YouTube algorithm pumping, and I'll catch you in the video tomorrow.